I'm back. So it's been over 4 years since I last posted on YouTube. Sounds like an AA meeting. So I created a YouTube channel in lockdown, just as something a bit extra to do, talk about accessibility, and it has been a long time. I came across my channel again recently and thought I really must revive that and give it another try. So I've had a couple of jobs since then. Currently working with students who receive DSA support, and they have quite a lot of specialist software. So I've got some really good stuff to show. And I thought today I'd give it a quick try, recording in Teams now as well to hopefully make things a little bit easier for myself and hopefully minimize the amount of editing and things I'll have to do. So we're going to show you a piece of software called Genio. Now, Genio is for recording lectures, meetings, anything really. It's got some really nice features for marking different places within that recording, so you can find things easily again. You can mark things as important, things to review, etc. And you can also add slideshows to it as well to follow along to, and it will create a transcription, and it's got a quiz and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, let's stop waffling and I'll get straight into it. Now, I did get some more glasses recently, so they are quite reflective. So sorry if you're getting a bit of a reflection on there. So I'm just going to share my screen, and hopefully everything will work. Okay, let's just minimize that. So, excuse me, this is Genio. I've got mine set on dark mode at the moment, which is why it looks like that. Normally, when you first open it, it will look like this. I tend to have everything in dark mode because I'm staring at computers a lot during the day, so it just makes it a bit easier on the eyes. You can change the colours and things of the buttons if you want to. I'm just going to keep it on blue for now. But anyway, I've got a few previous recordings in there from webinars, but I'm just going to go to a new event. So this is what the Genio screen looks like when you first load it. You can give your event a name. And you can also import slides. So if you are a student going into a lecture, if you can get hold of the slides before the lecture, fantastic. It will import them as PDF files because PDFs are a lot smaller than PowerPoint slideshows. But it should convert it if you try to include a PowerPoint, depending on the size of the PowerPoint. It does have a maximum file size of 200 megabytes per slideshow. So I'm just going to click on import and let's go to here. This is just a couple I found online. This one's quite an interesting one, so I'll pop that on. So there we go. There's my PowerPoint that I've just uploaded. I've got various different tools on here, which I'll show you a bit more in a moment. But for now, I'm just going to set the recording going. So there's three different choices in the recording. You can record just what's coming through the microphone. You can record the computer audio only, or you can record both. So I'm just going to record both. And then you can record from a specific tab or window, or you can click on entire screen and record everything that's going on that screen. So I'm just going to do that. And then you need to toggle this button on if you want to include the audio as well. Otherwise it won't work. So let's click on share. Okay, so now it started recording. So you'll notice on the right-hand side here, it says slide 1, autism spectrum disorder. That's the name of the first page on that PDF. And you've got this bar going to show that it's recording my voice. So far, so good. Down the middle panel here, this is where any kind of notes or markers or anything are stored, and you can, with the recording on the right or with this bit, you can instantly jump back to any particular part of the actual recording. So it's really good. So you'll see in a second. So if I click on post next slide on the bottom left, it creates a natural break in the recording. It's gone to the next slide on my PDF, and it says slide 2, what is autism spectrum disorder, blah, blah, blah. And it's created that break. So when it comes back to listening back to it later on, it's really, really quick and easy just to jump to a specific location. I'll show you properly in a bit, but as you notice, when I hover over these two things, it gives me a timestamp and play buttons are in there, so I can instantly go back to any part of the recording that I want, which is fab. So as I mentioned before, there's a few tools on the actual slides themselves, and that will make a note of all of these as you go in. So if it was highlight text, for example, it does what it says. I can highlight text in various different colors. You've got a text tool on there, so you can just scribble something on the screen. It's got ones for underlining text. It's got some various different pen tools, and again, you can choose different colors, you can choose different sizes, etc. So quite helpful if you need to dictate anything or not annotate anything on your slides as you're going through your lecture, as long as you don't get too distracted by doing it. So post next slide, and there we go. It's made that another break in that recording. Now you might notice at the top of the screen I've got a live captions option. Now this isn't usually supplied for most students unless they do have a hearing impairment. So if you have Genio notes, you may not see that option. I've just very briefly put it on just so you can have a look at it in case you do have it. So there you go. It's making a live transcription as I'm speaking as well. So, and it works pretty well. It's very accurate. I'm sure there's not too many things in there that's getting incorrect. So not bad at all. I'm just going to turn that off for now though. So yeah, so what else can we do with this? So as well as posting the next slides, breaking up the recording, we've got a few options across here. So we've got a heading option. So I can click on that. I can just click on this arrow or I can type something in. Breaking the recording and click on that. And that will do the same thing as the post next slide. So basically it just creates a new heading and it breaks that recording up again. Okay. Across here, you've got various different standard tools, bold, italic, underline, etc. You do also have an insert formula tool, so you can insert specific maths formulae. I won't go to that in a moment. I don't really know much about maths. At any point, you can just make a general note. Excuse me. This is a general note. There you go. Again, that's popped it in the recording there. You might notice as well, it's made like a little marker on the actual recording timeline as well, a little blob on the side there, which is helpful. We have this important marker, so if you're in a lecture or a meeting, for example, and there's something that you really want to come back to because it's quite important, you can click on that. Again, you can add text if you want to, or you can just hit the button and it will pop this marker onto your timeline and into your notes section. And then you can add notes later on if you want to as well. If you're in an important meeting or lecture and there's something perhaps you don't quite understand, you want to review it, come back to it, you've got this review option here, and this will do exactly the same thing. It will just mark that timeline again. So you notice it's already put the marker on the timeline of the recording before I've even typed anything and submit it. So that's the exact point where I clicked it. Come back and check this bit back out. Not very good English, but there you go. And pop that in. And there you go. We've got a little thinking face on the recording and within the middle panel here as well. Okay. There's a few more options on here. So if you were doing an online meeting, you wanted to get a screenshot of the whole screen, you can click on this button here. There we go. And it's popped a screenshot of the screen. So if you're on a website or in a Teams meeting or something, you just want to get a quick screenshot, that's what that one will do. Next to that, we have post image. So you can import images from your computer, or you can do a quick Google search on here as well. So I'm just going to type in dog, see what comes up. It's got some interesting ones popping up on there. We'll have this guide. It's pretty cool. And again, it will pop it into this central timeline here. You've also got a definitions option. So if you were in a lecture, for example, and your lecturer said something that you weren't too sure how to, not too sure what it was, or you want a good way to define it, you can pop something in here as well. So dog in again, and it links to Wikipedia, and you've got various different things to do with dogs in here. So I'm just going to click on the first one, and again, it's popped it into this timeline in the middle. You've got a tasks option here, so again, if you're in a lecture or meeting and say, oh, don't forget to do this essay or don't forget to do this important thing, whatever it might be, you can pop a task in there and you can set a due date. Again, in that timeline. And then lastly on this toolbar, you have a scribble tool, which is literally what it sounds like. You've got a couple of different pen options, color options, and you can scribble on the screen and post that. And again, it will put it into your notes section on the middle section here. Super simple. Now, if you were in a lecture meeting and you didn't want to be distracted by taking lots of notes, but you still might want to use some of these markers to mark different events within the recording, you can click on this toggle switch that says Quick Notes, and it will just get rid of that notes panel. You'll notice as well it's put keyboard shortcuts under all of these buttons as well. So there's quite a few keyboard shortcuts in the software. So you can press S for next slide, you can press 1 for heading, 2 for important, 3 for review, etc. So at any point, I can just press number 2 on my keyboard, for example, and it will sit that important marker in for me without me having to type any notes about it. So I can really focus on what's happening in the whatever it is, the lecture, the meeting, but still add markers to my recording. I'm going to pop that back on for now. Okay, so I'm just going to stop the recording at that point for now. I meant to say as well, before I stop the recording, you can pause the recording in case you have a break and then come back to it and just start it off again as well. But I've just stopped it. So there's a few different playback options. So if I click on here, I can change the playback speed. There's a couple of filter options, so if there's a lot of background noise, I could try playing around with these. You've also got a click reduction option on there, so if I'm typing on my keyboard's quite loud, it should hopefully reduce some of those clicking sounds. So I do have a fairly loud keyboard. So you can play around with all those. Obviously, if you're in a big meeting room or lecture theatre, might be quite a lot of background echo, so it's worth trying some of those out, see what difference it makes to the recording. I can just press play and it will start playing it back from the beginning. Okay, so now it started recording. So you'll notice on the right hand side here it says slide 1, autism spectrum. You get the idea there. So as I mentioned before, down this middle section here, I can bob to any of these different areas. It's got a little play button there. It's also got a plus button, so I can add some notes and things to that if I want to. And it's got the timestamp in. If I click on the timestamp, I can adjust exactly where that is positioned as well if I need to. You've got so I can play back from any area and I can adjust when that playback starts as well. Okay. So really good, really simple and very helpful. Okay, across the top here it says audio, transcript and outline. Depending on which section you're in, you'll get different options in here. So one thing you can do is if you already have an audio file, you can import it. So you can do things the other way around. So you don't have to record through here. You can bring in an audio file into it and then add notes to it and a few other things as well. This one's really clever. So this is a transcript option, and this will let you transcribe the audio. So for quite a few of the features in this, you can use Genio offline as long as you've downloaded the app. So if you haven't got internet access for whatever reason, you can still record things through it, but you may not be able to use some of the features like Wikipedia and Google links and this transcribe audio, for example, so you need to be online for those, but at least you can do the main recording and come back to those later. So if I click on transcribe audio, loads of different language options, which is really helpful. I recently worked with a lady from Portugal, and she was really happy that even though we were recording in English, she was then able to translate her recording to Portuguese, and she was really made up with that. So it was really a nice thing for her. So anyway, I'm just going to stick to English and click on transcribe. So it might take a couple of minutes, depending on how long the recording is, but basically it should then give me a transcription of everything that's appeared in the audio. And it does a pretty good job of it. I'm not saying it won't make any mistakes at all, but generally speaking, it works pretty well. So we'll just give that a moment or two, and then hopefully that will pop up just while it's doing that. Across the top here, you've got a focus timer. I don't know many people that use this, but you can set it to 10, 15 or 30 minutes, and that will literally start a timer at the top of your screen there. So you can so you know you've got that amount of time to focus on, and you can stop at any point. And it gives you like a little bit confetti to congratulate you. Done. Okay, so my transcript has completed. So there you go, and it seems to have done a decent job of it. You might notice as well down here, this particular section is highlighted, and that's because I played it from that point. So at any point in my recording, if I play from there, it follows along with the transcript. That's really good. And it also brings me to the right slide in my PDF as well. So everything's synced up and works really well with each other. If I click on the three dots now, I've got a few other options. So if I click on show speakers, if there was more than one speaker, it's obviously just me on this particular recording, but if there's more than one speaker, it would find that it would say speaker one, speaker two, speaker three, etc. I can click on where it says speaker one and I can pop my name in. And if it did say speaker one multiple times, it would change it for all of them, which is really helpful. You can click anywhere in the transcript, and again, it will jump to the right section in the recording and on the slides as well. You can copy the transcript if you want to, so you could make a copy of that and paste it into Word or some other program. If it's not done a great job, you can regenerate it or you can delete it. Okay, so if we go to outline, the other thing it can do is generate an outline. So this is kind of it's quite a quick thing usually, and it just creates a little bit of information about some of the main things that we'll discuss within that recordings, like a little glossary, if you like, really. So we've got lecture recording tools, a little bit of information about that, formatting formula, timeline markers, notes, and timelines and note tools. You can give them thumbs up or thumbs down if you want to say if they're any good or not. And again, it will sync everything up with where that pops up within the recording, within the slides as well. If I click on three dots now, the only option I've got in that one is just to delete that outline if I want to. But quite a useful feature potentially. Okay. Something else that's really nice, we've got this Quiz Me feature. So if I click on that one, it uses AI and it creates a quick multiple choice quiz. So I'm just going to go to quick quiz, 5 questions on key topics. And again, it shouldn't take too long to do. And there you go, it's generated some questions for me. What's the main benefit of using markers and notes during a lecture recording within this software? It automatically summarizes, it increases the audio quality, it allows users to quick jump to specific parts of the recording for easy review. So I've got that one right. I'm not going to bother to read all these. I'm just, got it right anyway. I'm just going to apparently guess and get them all right. Oh, there we go, I've got one wrong. Perfect. So yeah, just a quick 5-question quiz on there. If I click on show results, it then gives me a little bit of feedback. So it tells me which ones I've got right and which ones I need to review and go over. So this is really helpful if, say, you are in a lecture, for example, you just want a quick recap of what went on in that lecture. So you can retake the quiz, create a new quiz, return to the main screen. So I'm just going to click on create a new quiz. So you've also got this customize your quiz option. Now this is quite good because you've got a few more options. So if I click on include slides and then choose topics, it will now pick up things from the recording, but it will also pick up things from the slides that I imported in the first place as well. So there you go, you've got all the different topics to do with autism spectrum disorder. And I can click on any of those and make and generate questions from those as well. I can choose more questions if I want to, it's kind of 5, 10, or 20, and I can decide if I want feedback after each question or at the end of the quiz. So let's just have a quick look at that. I won't go through it now, but you can have a quick look, see what it looks like. And there we go. According to the DSM-5, which features essential for the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder? I'm assuming that one. Yeah, there you go. No more stuff. So yeah, so that's a really nice feature, the quiz option. So I'm just going to go back to my main screen for now. And then we have a reading view. So the reading view gives us just the notes section that we had in on our main screen. So any notes, any sort of the Wikipedia links, the Google images, etc., all pop up in there. I can copy that if I want to, and it will copy it to my clipboard, so I can paste it in something else. I can also print from there. I've not got a printer set up at the minute, but you can also save as PDF within your printer settings as well. So if you wanted to save it as a PDF, you could do that. Then we've got layout options. So if you are in a lecture or meeting, you don't necessarily want everything on the screen. You could hide the audio and transcript option or any other parts of the screen that you don't want. They'll still be there. They'll still be recording in the background, but you just got a little bit more screen space as well. Couple of event options. You can copy your notes from this section as well. You can email a copy to somebody and you can add it to a collection. So I'll come back to collections in a second. So that's the main features of Genio. There's just a couple of extra things as well. You can also download a phone app for Genio and log in with the same login details and use it from there as well if you wanted to. So I'm just going to go back to the first page. So in here we've got our collections button. So you can create a new collection and you can give it a name, stuff. And then you can create a new recording within there. Or if you've already done a recording, you want to move it into there, you can click on Add to Collection here and choose where you want it to go. Dead simple. And then so it's basically a folder system like you'd have on your computer. It's just a nice way of organising what recordings go where. In this task section, this will show any tasks that you set. So remember before when I was showing all the features, I set a task about an essay that was due. So if I'd set lots of tasks and lots of different recordings, they'd all pop up in this side panel here. I can tick on them to mark them as complete. if I've done that by mistake, I can click on this and I can bring it back again. And it's popped it back on my main screen. The search function is quite good in here. I can type pretty much any word from any recording. So if I type in, trying to think of one now, let's type in outline, for example. Nope, not outline. Reading. There you go. So any instance of the word reading will pop up in any of my recordings that I've got. So I did one about a program Scalzi, I did one about Dragon and Mind You as well. So I've got all those in there. And then finally, you've just got your recycling bin. It's quite UK, this software, but why they've called that trash rather than recycle bin, I don't know. But anyway, so that's Genio in a nutshell. So quite an easy one to use, very self-explanatory, and works really, really well. Well worth checking out if you're able to. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you again soon.